Hello, my soul family. So, I'm coming in with a channeled message. It is not the first channeled message that I have gotten since I last made a video, but I've really been struggling with the ability to actually get these videos recorded. So I literally have a notebook full of channeled messages, and they haven't made it to you guys yet. But this one was coming in so strong that I thought maybe I actually would be able to get the video out. So if I do, then that will be a miracle unto itself. All right, so this is not an original concept. I'm not gonna take credit for it and be like, oh, I came up with this. No, I'm piggybacking off of concept I know from Mama D Tarot and Queen Cup Tarot. They're on YouTube. They're awesome. This is not an original idea, but so this is just coming off of that and a message that I channeled today based on a conversation that I had last week with my best friend. So 5 aspects of your soul. The feminine, the masculine, the inner child, the shadow, and the higher self. Now, I'm saying that I got this concept from Mama D because I've only ever heard her clarify it by saying five aspects of the soul. But everybody is talking about the individual aspects all the time in the spiritual community. So obviously it's not original either. But anyway, so the channel part of this message is about thinking about them as one family, all inside of you. They're all you, but they're all different members of this family that you call your soul. So everybody has feminine and masculine energy. I already did a video on this. If you haven't seen it yet, check it out. If you don't know where to find it, ask me, I'll send you a link. But so we both have feminine and masculine energies, whether you're a male, female, gay, straight, transgender, doesn't matter. They're all labels. We're all human, and we all have the same energies inside of us. Inner child, that one's obvious. So that is kind of like a snapshot of how your mind captured your little inner child self and put them in a little bubble inside of you. And then your thoughts are based on some programming that the inner child got, programming that the feminine has from generations of what has been done to her, programming from the masculine and what he's done and what has been done to him, what has been expected of him. All of these are inside of you. The shadow. The shadow is, it's called the shadow because you're hiding it, because you're not looking at it. It's the things that you don't want to admit to yourself about yourself or other people about yourself. Even if you're admitting it to yourself in secret, you might not be admitting it to other people. That's the shadow. But the shadow is just another aspect of your soul that has been manifested based on the things that have been done to you, the circumstances in your life, the things that you have chosen to do yourself. So many things. I mean, all of these aspects of your soul are very complicated, so you can't just put any of them in a box and be like, this is this and that is that. Everybody's different, and everybody has a different soul evolution that they signed up for. There's a whole other story. And then finally, the higher self. So the higher self is the one that knows everything. Like, literally, they know everything, but and they're you. It's not like they know everything and it's not you. It's the aspect of you that knows everything. It knows what you signed up for. It knows what you've been through. It knows what you went through in past lives. It knows what you came here to do. It's the one that is channeling messages from spirit to you. It's the aha moments, the light bulb moments. It's remembering the things you already know, relearning the things that you already knew. Okay, I had to pause and restart again because Jupiter was meowing at the door. Okay, so those are the 5 aspects. So if you think of them like a family, the feminine is the mother, masculine is the father, inner child, obvious, it's the child. The shadow is like the black sheep of the family. It doesn't like the lies. It doesn't like the fake family photos. It's pissed off at the wounded aspects of the soul. Oh, shit, somebody's calling me. Hold on. Okay. The shadow is pissed off at how the wounded aspects of the soul have manifested. Now, it is the darkest manifestation of those wounds for a reason. It's not just to torture you or to torture other people or, whatever your shadow, decides to do or whatever. It's not deciding to do it. It's part of your soul, but it's there to show you the wounds. And the only reason that it acts out and it gets, suppressed rage, depression, whatever. That's Jupiter behind me. I love her. She's crazy. It's only manifested like that because you've ignored the things that the shadow has been trying to show you for so long. If you just looked at the things that it was trying to show you and integrated them into your soul, tried to figure them out, tried to make better choices, forgave yourself for them, forgave other people for them, whatever. Like I said, it's all like a different journey, but it's really important that you start to see all these pieces of your soul as one. They are all manifesting in different ways based on the programming that essentially created the template for them. So each of those aspects has its own toxic manifestation. So you could be, well, except for the higher self. So 4 of them, Jupiter, stop. 4 of them have a toxic manifestation. And so you could be walking around with, 4 toxic aspects of your soul, and then your higher self is just like, I can't fucking get these people to do anything. Like, and you're not even listening to it. You don't even know what the higher self is. You've never gotten any messages from it. You are listening to me and you're like, there's a part of me that knows everything. I don't fucking believe that because I don't feel like I know shit. So I get that. But that's because our programming has kept us from being in touch with that higher self for so long. Anyway, it's Jupiter, stop. God, she's like hitting the table and like she's gonna knock down the phone. See, like, that's my shadow that gets irritated at Jupiter and the cats, because it's like, oh my God, why can't you just stop? Okay, so if you see it as a family and they all have a way to manifest toxically, part of the reason that the spiritual journey, if you are on it already or you're just getting on it or wherever you are in it, the spiritual journey is really just the journey to self. It's not, it's a journey to self and God, however you see God, but God is also in you and you are God, and it's like a whole thing. So you learn all that, the closer you get to your true self, which is connected to source, which is God. And then it's like everything is all one. But until then, you have these aspects of your soul that are kind of like fighting inside of you. And if you think about how many dysfunctional families you know how a family can clash, and that's what's happening inside of you at all times, which is why like I always used to say that like there were different like viewpoints like clashing inside of me, and I really was kind of just considering it like the masculine and feminine energy, but it really does get more complicated than that when you include the inner child, the shadow, and the higher self just trying to get everybody in line. So if the feminine is manifesting toxically, then that's like the toxic mother in the family. Maybe she always needs attention. Maybe she's always creating drama so that she can get attention. Maybe it's not that at all. Maybe she's just wounded, so she takes everything personally. She doesn't trust anybody. That's more of like a like hermit crab hiding in their shell kind of thing, which I totally understand as a Cancer. The masculine, the father, if that's manifesting toxically, there's no secret there. We all know what toxic masculinity is in our society, and we all have that template inside of us, whether we're really good at ignoring it or suppressing it, or maybe we're just not aligned to that polarity that much, and that's fine. Or maybe the masculine inside you is like totally healed because you have a great relationship with the men in your life, or your father or your grandfather or whatever. Like there are different reasons that you may not have a toxic aspect in that respect. Wounded inner child, we all know what that is too. So you can be and the shadow is essentially like the hidden aspects of all of those merged into one kind of like crazy raw manifestation where it wants to let out all the things that you're not saying. It wants to feel all the feelings that you're not letting be felt, say all the things that you don't want to be said. So it's not about just like letting the wounded inner child or the shadow like have free reign to just spill your tea all over the place and like fuck the consequences. It doesn't matter. No, that's what your higher self is there for, because it knows what to say, when to say it, and how that will impact what comes after that. That's just a process of learning to trust your intuition, understanding, and making mistakes. I mean, like, we're not all going to make the right choices every time. That's also part of the process. It's part of the learning process. But so like on the journey of healing your inner self, it may seem like you're like, oh my God, like I thought I healed. Like I thought I healed, and there's more here coming up. And that's because not only do does each aspect have layers inside of it, like an onion, then it's like 4 onions that you're unraveling. So you may have totally healed your feminine side, and now you're the divine feminine. But your masculine is like a shit show, or you still can't get your life together, or you're abusive, or you're attracting in abuse to teach you some sort of lesson, or whatever, however that's manifesting. and you haven't even looked at your inner child wounds. I'm not just talking about what might be possible for you guys. I'm talking about myself too. Like, I have healed so much, and I know, I am consciously aware that there is so much in there that I'm not even willing to look at yet. So this is a process, but that's why it kind of seems endless, because you need to clarify where these feelings are coming from. Is it yours? Is it somebody else's? Is it from the past? Is it a fear of the future? Is it a desire for the future, an expectation of the future? They say that anxiety is living in the future, depression is living in the past. That's why one of my favorite quotes, one of my favorite books is Be Here Now by Ram Dass. If you haven't read it, read it. It's amazing. But yeah, so I might actually get to the end of this channeled video before the baby wakes up and before I lose my steam and my my motivation and my confidence. Okay, so 5 aspects of the soul, treating it like a family. You need to heal all those aspects so that your feminine is divinely connected, the divine feminine, and it is the divine mother to the other aspects of your soul. It doesn't just love everybody else at the expense of itself, which is a shadow aspect of the divine feminine, of the feminine. It wouldn't be a shadow aspect of the divine feminine, because once you're divine, you are operating from a higher viewpoint. Same with the masculine. You have to be the father, the provider, the grounding for your soul. So it's not just floofy illusions. It's grounded in reality. You're getting shit done, taking care of the family inside of you and maybe outside of you. Your inner child is safe, it's comforted, it's happy, it's able to see the joy in life, it appreciates everything, it sees the beauty in everything. Those are the positive light aspects of children. But the shadow aspects are fear, uncertainty, lack of confidence, maybe people pleasing, like you just want everybody to listen to you and like you, and you'll do anything for that, and you're just like constantly craving attention. That's the shadow aspect of the inner child. The shadow really deserves its own video, and it's probably going to get one. That one needs to be integrated, and it's gonna shift and change based on what it's reacting to in your environment. Nothing feels worse than ignoring the shadow until it's so loud that it's more powerful than the other aspects of your soul, and the only place that you're acting out of is wounding, fear, anger, sadness, lack of trust. Like, if that becomes the strongest aspect of your soul and the other ones don't have a chance, it's a really dark place. A lot of good can come from that place. Like, I would call that like the dark night of the soul, when you really just like dive deep into your shadow and you might not even know if you're going to come out. The point is that you're stuck in a dark tunnel and you become the light. You find your way to the end of the tunnel even though you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah, sure, when you start seeing the light, it's a lot easier. People always say, like, oh, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah, if you don't see it, it's a really hard step to make to become the light yourself and get to the fucking end of that tunnel. So, yeah, that's basically the end of that channeled message. I have so many more. If I get a chance to get them out, that would be awesome. But this one is very important, and I guess maybe it was needed for the people that follow me, my friends, my family. Maybe it's a special Patreon message. If you don't already follow me on Patreon, I'm really trying to do some great things with that Patreon platform, so check it out. I love everybody. I want to use this as a chance to debut my new intro, even though I'm going to use it as an outro, because so I'm going to call it like my adapted, updated Pledge of Allegiance. It's the Pledge of Alignment. So I pledge alignment to the divine of the united consciousness of the universe, and to my collective for which it stands, one soul family under divinity, with love and justice for all. I love you guys. Peace out.